Hey friend, welcome. If we haven't met yet, I'm Jen. I'm a part-time online clothing reseller, which means I go to thrift stores, I buy used clothes, I list them on eBay and Poshmark, and hopefully sell them for a profit. Today's December 10th. These are the 3 items that sold in the last 2 days, and I have a gross sales amount of $71.70. 2 items sold on eBay and 1 on Depop. And the one on Depop is surprising, maybe? I don't know. I don't understand Depop, I'll be honest. So these are all things I've had for a long time. So this is a jacket. It is kind of like a jean jacket style, but it's actually like velour, velvet. And on the back, it has this big snowman. It says Capture the Magic on it. It is stained on the snowman. I don't know if you can see, but. And then the front has these fun snowflakes that are like embroidered and beaded and sequined. The brand is Quacker Factory. And I really used to love selling this brand, but I haven't found anything. I just found a Christmas sweater at my favorite thrift store and just listed it last night, which was kind of funny that then this sold after that. But I haven't really found it recently. We interrupt this shipping to show off Bella. We showed Shadow yesterday. This is Bella. Bella's actually from a different litter that we rescued from the neighborhood. We have 2 of her brothers as well. Bella is actually going home to a new family tomorrow. No, tonight. Today. And so my little helper wanted to show you Bella. She's super sweet. Of course, the lighting is terrible, but she's a very sweet little girl. We think she's probably about 5.5 weeks old, maybe 6 weeks. Her eyes haven't turned yet, so apparently that happens around 6 weeks. I've learned a lot more about kittens in the past month than I really ever cared to. Okay, you want to get the other 2?
Yeah.
Sure, why not? Yep, don't show your face. Thanks, kiddo. Okay, so because of the stain, I had this listed for $20. The sweater I just listed, I listed for $40, and I think, I don't know, they're very different styles, so it's hard to say, but yeah, I listed this low because of the stain. It took forever to sell, maybe because of the stain. I don't know. I feel like this like kind of novelty stuff in Quacker Factory is what sells well. I believe, it's been a minute, but I believe Quacker Factory is like a QVC home shopping network, you know, one of those that you buy on through the TV type brands. But as I'm saying that, it doesn't feel exactly right, so maybe it's not. Anyway, I had this listed for $20. I send out 20% off offers, and so it sold for $15.97. With shipping, they paid $23.70. I've had this for 13 months. I did find it at my favorite thrift store, which has a really, really low cost of goods, and this was in the bag sale, so my average cost of goods that day was 38 cents, which is, I mean, I always say it's a really low cost of goods, but it's usually around $1, so 38 cents is excessively low. After fees, shipping, and my cost of goods, my profit on this jacket is $13.05. All right. This is a scarf. I just sold a football scarf. What was the sport? I don't know. These like winter scarves that have soccer teams on them, I find sell pretty consistently for me around the $15 mark. This one I saw at the bins and it's frozen for, I don't know, it says ice hockey. It was a Pittsburgh team, Pittsburgh something. I don't remember. And yeah, so I snagged it at the bins because the bins is the Goodwill outlet where you pay by the pound. This did not cost very much to actually buy. And I do an average cost of goods, and something small like this I say is $1. And so this ended up selling on an offer for $10.35. Thought that was kind of a strange number to send out, but when I saw what they paid in total, they paid an even $16. So I do stuff like that when I send out offers too. I've had this one for 11 months, and with my dollar cost of goods, fees, and shipping, my profit on this is $7.80. Now, I do these ship with me videos pretty regularly, like daily if I ship daily. And so you might hear me say things over and over, and I probably forget to say things on a pretty regular basis, and that's just kind of the nature of it. But one of the things I talk about is how I like to have an average profit of about $15 per item. And that is just to like value my time. And not everything I sell has a, that high of a profit. And someone asked me in the comments of the most recent video that I said that in, like, why don't you set your prices so that you will at least make that $15? And it's a good question. But for me, it's just not that simple. There's a couple different, watch your face. Oh, you're so good. Thank you, kiddo. All right, you want to show? Do we know which one this is?
That's blue lightning.
This is blue.
Lightning.
Blue lightning, sorry. Okay, he's not very happy. Why don't you go take him back in? He's not very happy. Go take him back in.
That's me.
He does like you.
I can't find
We were trying not to name them because we're not keeping them. We're not getting attached. Bella got named by the girl who was keeping her, so we started calling her Bella when she told us that that's what she's naming her. And
we are definitely keeping him.
We are keeping Blue. So we named them according to, we had put, when they were real little, we had put like ribbons around their necks so we could tell which one was which. So we made sure they were eating enough and things like that. And Blue had a blue ribbon. Well, Blue has kind of stuck. So I think we are keeping Blue. And all of our animals have middle names. So this one's middle name is Lightning, apparently. Blue Lightning. The other one is Orange, because he had an orange ribbon. And Bella was purple for a while. I don't know if you care about the cats, but I'm telling you anyway. Okay, back to why don't I put, only sell things that will get me $15 or more? I feel like this is a really complicated question, or a complicated answer. It's not a complicated question. It's a great question. It makes sense. The answer, I think, has a lot of facets to it, right? One is I just don't find things in my area very often that I'm going to get a really high average sale price on. Sometimes I do, and that's great when I do. It's amazing. So I have to kind of keep that in mind, and I don't find things with really high sell-through rates very often. Again, sometimes I do. I just listed something yesterday with a 100% sell-through rate. There were some sold and none listed, and I was so excited. It doesn't necessarily mean that it'll sell really fast. I hope it does, but that was really exciting. Anyway, this brain is a train wreck, let me tell you. Okay. I don't find things that often. Sometimes if it's like a bra or a hat or a belt or a scarf, I don't mind getting a $7 profit on that, because that took me very little time to list, to photograph. It takes very little space to store, things like that. I mean, I took 4 pictures of that. It took me 30 seconds to take the pictures of the scarf. And so, some of those things I don't mind. Some of it is that because I have low sell-through rate items, I hold on to things forever. Not forever. I do, at the beginning of the year, I did a big purge and took out about 400 items because I was running out of space. I don't think I'm going to do that this year because I'm not running out of space currently. So, yeah. Anyway, what was I going to say about that? I think that was it. Anyway, there's a lot of reasons. I just thought it was a really good question. So, and you know, something that was kind of pertinent to be addressed since I just sold something that only got me $7. So these are a pair of pants that I've had for a really long time. They kind of have a little bit of a wider leg here on the bottom, but they are like a slinky material. So they do this. So basically I can wad them up and just they won't have any wrinkles. So I use the word slinky usually when I have something in this material. I also use travel and I don't know what else, but these are the brand called Simply, S-Y-M-P-L-I. I feel like I've heard of this brand, but this also says made in Canada. And anytime something is made in Canada, I usually pay a little bit of attention to it. This I found at the bins. My average cost of goods is $2 usually for just regular items there. I had this listed for $30, but I have had these for 18 months. 8 months ago, I listed them on Depop, and then I also send out 20% off offers on Depop as well, and Poshmark also. I just do that across the board. So they sold for $28 plus shipping on Depop. I did charge $8 in shipping. It only cost me a little over $6 to ship on Depop, so I did make a couple of dollars there, minus the fees, which are very low on Depop because it's only like a payment processing fee. My profit is $22.43, so super grateful for these sales that kind of help round out that average of $15 per item. My total profit for those 2 days was $43.28. That's like half of what I want to make in one day. That's kind of been the theme this year, sadly, but we're getting there. Still making money, and I'm still okay with that. I did have a return. I've already processed this return. I opened it, checked them out, but I like to share these. It's just the reality of reselling. It happens. 2, I just try to share all the facets of reselling as much as I can because I think sometimes things get left out, and yeah. Anyway, these are a pair of like leather shorts. So these got returned for fit, which is weird because they also have been returned to me another time for fit. So this is the second time that they sold. I do paid returns. So when I process the return, I only repay them the amount of money that they paid for the item. So this I think was $17. So they have paid the money that it cost to ship it to them, the shipping cost, and then they also pay the shipping back to me. And so I don't actually lose out on any money in the return as long as it's not my fault. If it's my fault, I have to pay for all of that, and that makes sense to me. But this was not my fault. It was returned for fit. I do have the measurements in the listing, so I'm not really sure. I don't know. I'm not really sure what's going on. That makes me a little concerned because it got returned twice for fit. I don't know. Very interesting, but I will probably go ahead and relist those again and hold my breath, and hopefully that it will not be returned a third time or get sold a third time to start and then not get returned. So did you want to ask the Christmas question of the day, my little helper? Oh no, don't ask that. Okay.
Do you celebrate Christmas or Happy Hanukkah?
Oh, that's a good one. Do you celebrate Christmas or Hanukkah, or is there another? I know Kwanzaa is another one that's around this time of year. What other Yes, exactly. I was thinking Diwali, but I think that's in Diwali. I think that's in October, actually. Anyway, what holiday do you celebrate? We celebrate Christmas around here, but we do like to have just kind of an awareness of what happens in other cultures, other beliefs as well. So, all right, thanks so much.
Believing in other things can actually be more fun.
It's true. She's talking about a particular mythical creature that is often celebrated during this time of year, who brings joy to all the little children who are good and on the good list. My children,
Nice list.
yeah, the nice list. Nice, not the naughty list, right. My children know that it is fun to have an imagination and pretend, and so that's what she's referring to. Okay, that's all. Make sure you like the video if you liked it, subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks so much for hanging out. I'll see you soon.